What's up, guys? In this video, I'll be walking you through how to import your guest list and send out your invitations. I'll also be showing you how to add your menu options to your website so that your guests can select their meal choices when submitting their RSVPs. First things first is we will need to start by importing your guest list into your website. So I'm going to go to zola.com, then click on your wedding up at the top and select your guest list from the drop-down menu. So this is where we can see everyone who's been invited to the wedding and everyone who's already RSVP'd. Now, right now, this list is looking pretty sparse, so we're going to start by importing the guest list. If you use our digital planner, then this should be super easy. We're just going to save that list as a .csv file and upload it by clicking the Upload Spreadsheet button. And just like that, we've got all our guests. So when it comes time to mail out your invitations, you can just do that right from here. But before we send those out, we want to make sure that the wedding website is looking good and fully functional. So that means adding your menu. To add this, we're going to click Your Events and scroll down until we see this section where it asks about meal preferences. So I'm going to add each of the entrees we listed in our menu, and I'd recommend still adding these even if you're doing a buffet dinner, because this will help give you an idea of which dish will be most popular. That way, you can make sure there's plenty for everyone when you place your catering order. Now, I'm also going to add an additional spot for guests to list any dietary restrictions they might have. Then when I'm done, click Save Changes. Finally, we're going to add a note in the description letting guests know when the RSVP deadline is. That date should, by the way, be about a month before the wedding. So for this example, I'm going to say the deadline is September 21st. And make sure you save your changes. Now, if you click Preview Website, you can see the RSVP tab. Let's test it out. If we plug in one of our guest names, it will pull up anyone else they're associated with. And yep, we can see John, his wife, and their 2 kids. So this way, when your guests go to RSVP, they can say yes to everyone in their family and select meal options for everyone. This will give you an accurate number of how many people are attending the wedding and what everyone plans on eating for dinner. Easy peasy. And by now, your website should be just about finished. If there is anything missing though, now would be the time to add it because we'll be mailing out those invitations next. So if we're sticking to our timeline, here's when everything should be completed prior to the wedding. Once you got your website looking good and everything's functional, we're going to be sending out your wedding invitations. Now, for Olivia and Christopher, they've decided to mail out their physical invitations with RSVP cards right from Zola, since everything we need is already there. But if you decide to go another route, then you'll need to see what integration options are available for sending out your invitations. A lot of platforms make this part pretty simple and even give you the ability to print your guest information right on the envelopes, saving you a bunch of time. If you've decided to handwrite and physically mail out your invites, however, that's fine too. It's just going to be a little bit more time consuming. So let's start by clicking on your wedding and selecting your invites and paper from the drop-down menu. Now from here, we can see all the paper items we created before. If you already placed your order when Allison was walking through this before, then you should already have everything you need ready to mail out. Otherwise, now is the time to place that order. And since you've imported your guest list, you can now take advantage of the envelope option when checking out. So this is where Zola will fill out each of your envelopes with all of your guest addresses for free. And again, be sure that your invitations include that functional QR code to take them to your wedding website. That way, your guests will have everything they need. They can submit their RSVPs, select their meal options, and see any other relevant information right from that wedding website from that invitation. And that should cover just about everything. Now, if you have any questions about what we covered in this video, feel free to post those right in the private Facebook group or email us directly at support@wedeverything.com. We'll see you in the next video.